Hello, this is John Locke, and today we have a viewer question on whether too many negative reviews can affect your rankings in Google. One of our YouTube viewers wrote in, and I'm assuming they're a web agency of some sort, and they asked, we have a local client here, they've been the top of the rankings for their category for a long time, and they have 400 reviews, about 100 of them are one-star reviews, their average is a 4.2. And recently our clients' rankings dipped a little bit, they fell down the chart. Could these one-star reviews have anything to do with this? So without knowing more about your client, knowing what their actual site is and who they're up against, negative reviews definitely can have an effect on your rankings. It could be a lot of different other things as well. It could be that other people have a better site, they might have better reviews, they might have more relevant backlinks coming into their site, other people could have better user experience, it could be a lot of different things. But let's focus just on the reviews part of it. Most definitely, Google does use their own reviews, Google reviews of your business to help figure out where you should rank in local SEO. For local rankings, let's just say it's Sacramento HVAC. It's going to look at a lot of different things. It's going to look at the total of Google reviews. It's going to look at the site, the links coming in. And it's also going to look at reviews from other places, such as Yelp. If you're a contractor, it's going to look at your reviews from places like House or Home Advisor or Angie's List. It'll look at reviews from different places, maybe on Facebook, Better Business Bureau, any place that you could possibly get a review. It's probably going to take that into consideration. So what's interesting to note, Google also has patents around the sentiment in reviews, meaning they're looking at the actual words that are used in the reviews. You'll actually see this happening now when you're Googling for local businesses. They'll highlight snippets of the reviews where there's words that are relevant to what your search was. So if you're searching for air conditioning and somebody mentions either the words like cooling, air conditioning, HVAC, those might be highlighted in the actual snippets in the map in Google Maps. In the 3-pack map, if you click see more, you'll see some of those snippets highlighted there if they're keywords that are mentioned in the reviews. Also, if you Google a specific business, it might show 2 or 3 reviews and they might highlight specific words that are in there. They're definitely looking not only just at the star rating on their own platform, but they're looking at the words that are in the actual reviews. Are they relevant to what you're searching for and what the business category is? And also they're going to be looking at reviews from other places that are relevant. Any type of contracting or construction we've already mentioned, they're going to be looking at House, Home Advisor, Yelp. If you're a lawyer, they're going to be looking at your reviews on Avo. If you're a real estate agent, they're going to be looking at any reviews that you have on Zillow or Trulia. Yeah, they'll definitely also be looking at industry-specific reviews, as well as Google and Yelp seem to be the 2 big ones that they look at when they're looking at local search. Google and Yelp. You absolutely have to be on Yelp for most types of local SEO. Okay, so last thing to do. If you have a whole bunch of negative reviews coming in, if you have a whole bunch of 1-star reviews, say you have no reviews and then all of a sudden you get a 1-star review, what I see a lot of people do is they go into panic mode, and what they'll do is they'll start reaching out to a bunch of people in the past that are customers, and they'll try and get a whole bunch of 5-star reviews all of a sudden. Then you might worry as well, why aren't these showing up? If you get a whole influx of reviews all at once, Google usually sits on those for a couple weeks to kind of sift through them. Because if you get no reviews for 3 years and then all of a sudden you get like 10 reviews in a week, Google's going to hold on to them just for a minute just to make sure that they're, real. One other bit of advice when it comes to this, if you have less than a 5-star rating, if you've got hundreds of reviews, even maybe dozens of reviews, it's great if you can get 5 stars, but the more reviews you get, if you've got hundreds, it's probably unlikely that you're going to retain like a 5-star score forever. And I think most customers are savvy to that. They're going to understand that. But the one thing that you shouldn't do is go out and try and get a whole bunch of fake reviews from people. So if you're hiring a company to do reputation management, and they're basically going out and getting a bunch of fake profiles to do reviews to boost up your star rating, please don't do that, because you are probably going to be found out by Google, and that's going to probably cause more damage to you than just being a good service. Now, if you're a web agency, if you're an SEO agency, and you have a client and reviews are a problem, let's say they have a bunch of 1-star reviews, they have a bunch of 2-star reviews, and it's on a bunch of different platforms. There are some things that are just, you're not going to be able to fix from the website of it. If you're a business owner, make sure that you're always having good service, good customer service. Make sure that you're taking care of your customers and you're delivering on your brand promise. Make sure that your product or service that you're selling lives up to expectations, and just focus on customer service. If you get a whole streak of 1-star reviews, it's going to be really, really hard to boost you back up above 4 once you get a certain amount, because the percentage is just going to be difficult to get you back up. I hope that answers any questions you have. If you have an SEO question that you'd like to see us answer, go ahead and put it in the comments below. This is John Locke. My business is Lockdown Design and SEO. We help manufacturing and industrial companies with SEO. We help them get more organic traffic in Google and Bing, helping people get more requests for quotes. Peace.